You think ADA will still outperform BTC in the
Of
future?
course, because how much farther can Bitcoin go? Maybe to a million. Okay, it's a 10x. ADA can go 100x, 1000x.
Can the price of Cardano realistically 1000x? And what will 1000 ADA be worth by 2030? Watch today's whole video.
It's like, guys, we're not a second-class citizen. Cardano does substantially more, and because of Bitcoin DeFi, it's going to end up probably being the yield layer of Bitcoin. And so it's going to get a huge halo effect from that.
And there's really three big catalysts coming. Number three, much like the Bitcoin ETF approvals, which finally allowed big money to enter Bitcoin, a Cardano ETF is coming. Cardano ETF approval odds hit 90%. Bloomberg analysts now assign a 90% chance for a Cardano ADA spot ETF approval by the SEC in 2025. This brings down barriers for big money to finally enter. Founder of Cardano, Charles Hoskinson, explains that an ADA ETF was always inevitable.
More broadly, we are in index products already, like Coinbase has their top 50, and there's several other indexes floating around from Grayscale, I think Bitwise, and all of these do include some percentage of ADA. So an ETF for ADA is inevitable. It's just, you have to reach a certain level.
So can the Cardano price realistically 1000x? And what will 1000 ADA coins be worth by 2030? Well, this is the big one. Catalyst number two, the state of Cardano in 2025, meaning the metrics, meaning the growth, and stablecoin growth will be a big one.
Probably by 2030, we're going to have stablecoins grow to about $1 trillion to $2 trillion vertical. Wow. And probably about 500 million to 1 billion transactions per month. So massive growth.
Cardano's stablecoin market cap grew 30% quarter over quarter to $30 million, with Cardano's USDM stablecoin leading. Stablecoins are another big trend in crypto this cycle. This is a Trojan horse because it brings massive money onto a blockchain. Ethereum's obviously dominating stablecoins, meaning most stablecoins are right now built on Ethereum, but that is upside. That is opportunity for ADA. And people forget Cardano's secret. Cardano's massive treasury, billions of dollars they have ready to allocate. And founder Charles Hoskinson explains that Cardano could use this massive treasury, convert some of that money into stablecoins to stimulate the ADA stablecoin ecosystem to build up ADA DeFi.
We at any time can use the treasury. There's 1.7 billion ADA in the treasury. We could go convert 100 million ADA or $1 worth of ADA into USDM. Just go do that. And then put some financial infrastructure like Wave or Brevin Howard or somebody behind that and say, go build up the trading and market making and TVL in the Cardano ecosystem and get all the pairs in play. Could go do that and probably get 5 to 10% returns on it and purchase ADA every year with it and donate it back to the treasury. We could do that.
But stablecoins alone or a Cardano ETF alone won't 1000x the network. For that brings us to something very special. Number one, the number one catalyst, unlocking Bitcoin DeFi. Quick take. Ethereum today owns stablecoins. That means they're the backbone of DeFi. Solana today is building a decentralized NASDAQ, meaning they're tokenizing real-world assets, RWAs. What's Cardano's edge? Well, that's unlocking Bitcoin DeFi.
We want Bitcoin DeFi in the Cardano ecosystem.
And Cardano is one of the few blockchains in a very unique position of having a compatible network with Bitcoin. This, theoretically, allows the largest crypto network on Earth, Bitcoin, which has a market cap of trillions of dollars, to be unlocked. And as we answer what 1000 ADA coins may be worth by 2030, here's founder of Cardano explaining the actual catalyst needed for the Cardano network to 1000x.
You think ADA will still outperform BTC in the future?
Of course, because how much farther can Bitcoin go? Maybe to a million. Okay, it's a 10x. ADA can go 100x, 1000x over this. It's like, guys, we're not a second-class citizen. Cardano does substantially more, and because of Bitcoin DeFi, it's going to end up probably being the yield layer of Bitcoin. And so it's going to get a huge halo effect from that. And because of the launch model of Midnight, partner chains are going to bring in airdrops almost annually to ADA. So you're like making the case for holding ADA. It's like if you hold ADA, you're going to get Night tokens. Night could be a $10 billion product right out of the gate. And 50% of the supply is being allocated to ADA holders. And every year, these things are going to be dropping. And
when does that airdrop happen?
the airdrop is the second half of the year. We'll have an announcement at Rare Evo about it. But that's like imminent. It's not like a hypothetical thing. It's like this year, and Midnight's launching this year. And every year, these drops are coming. And when you hold ADA, you're going to get multiple revenue streams. You get the ADA yield, but then you also get all the other tokens that are managed inside the ecosystem, because ADA is a significantly better investment than Bitcoin. It's not me saying it's a fact. So here's some history that you might not be aware of. When the ADA crowd sale happened, we did it in yen, and the yen was converted to Bitcoin for auditability. So an audit report's actually coming out likely next month. It'll show the Bitcoin addresses for this. But at one time, I was one of the largest holders of Bitcoin in the world. We had 108,000 Bitcoin. So, that's a lot of Bitcoin, but it was at $250, give or take, depending on when it was purchased, because there were several tranches for it. Well, here's the thing. If you do the market valuation of that, like what, 12, 13 billion, depends on the Bitcoin value of the day. Yeah. Well, if we just held the Bitcoin from the ADA sale, it'd be 12 billion. The market value of Cardano is 30 billion. So we outperformed Bitcoin by a factor of 2.8, give or take. So people are like, oh, Bitcoin is such a better investment than all these other things. Well, EOS, absolutely, that's true. The only two around from that era are Ethereum and Cardano, where actually the networks substantially outperformed Bitcoin, in this case by almost 300%.
Wait, what are the two? Cardano and what's the other one you said?
Ethereum.
And Ethereum, yeah.
Those are the only two. So that's just the fact.
So understanding all that, if these catalysts happen, what will 1,000 ADA coins realistically be worth? Well, for me, I don't personally believe Cardano can 1,000x in that time frame. I will always be realistic with you. That's why you subscribe to Altcoin Daily. Now, the good news is I will be sitting down with the man, the legend himself, Charles Hoskinson, doing a fireside chat at Rare Evo this month. I will ask him directly, because here's what I think today is realistically possible for Cardano. Let's just say that Cardano does unlock Bitcoin DeFi. That's a network value of today, 2.2 trillion that would come onto Cardano. And for perspective, the Ethereum network is today valued at less than 0.5 trillion. This would be 2.2 trillion to Cardano, but that's today. It's really not about where Bitcoin or Cardano is today. It's where they may be by 2030 if Bitcoin is digital gold, and by 2030 if Bitcoin is able to surpass gold's market cap. That's an easy 10x, meaning that's $22 trillion that by 2030 could be brought onto Cardano, which today has a market cap of 25 billion. Now, is that 1,000x? Well, let's take where we're going and divide that by where we are. Wow. That's an 893x from where ADA is today. Not a 1000x, but pretty damn close. Now, I'm going to round that up to 900 because, again, we're also taking into account ETFs and stablecoin growth. And while the price of one Cardano today is around 69 cents, one Cardano after a 900x would bring the price of one single ADA coin to $627 if Cardano is able to unlock Bitcoin DeFi. And that means the price of 1,000 Cardano, which today you can buy for around $700, would equal over $627,000, over $0.6 million, which means owning 2,000 ADA today will literally make you a millionaire. Again, this is the ultra bull case. I'm not a financial advisor. I have no clue what the price of any asset will do tomorrow, let alone 5 years from now. I would say take advantage of the freebies. If anybody is looking to buy, sell, or trade Cardano, I recommend exchange partner BitUnex, and only with referral code Altcoin Daily for a limited time, earn up to $1,000 in bonuses just for doing the trading you're doing anyway. Maybe put $700 of that into ADA and see what happens. Link down below, again, only with referral code Altcoin Daily. Comment down below right now if you think that analysis was crazy, if you think that was fair. Reading comments now and liking as many as I can. And like always, see you tomorrow.